Please rise if you are able and remain standing for the presentation of the colors by the UMass Boston Police and Public Safety Department.
Good afternoon. I'm Associate Professor Timothy Oleksiak, Chair of the UMass Boston Faculty Council, the governing body of the faculty on our campus. Please join me in welcoming our Chancellor, Marcelo Suarez Orozco.
Greetings and good afternoon. I offer my welcome and declare the graduate portion of the 58th commencement exercise of the University of Massachusetts, Boston, officially open. I invite those who are able and not already standing to please rise for the national anthem sung by undergraduate student Zachary Mukabinoff.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we've hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that a flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Zachary, and thank you to the Honor Guard from the University of Massachusetts Boston Police and Public Safety Department. We appreciate all you do to keep our campus safe and are proud to have you here with us. Please be seated. UMass Boston class of 2026. Today, we celebrate you and your many accomplishments. There are so many inspiring success stories. This year, our student body is comprised of nearly 16,000 students, representing over 133 countries and speaking 70 different languages. That's you. More than half of our undergraduates are first-generation students. And then our graduates, if you are the first person in your family to earn a degree, please rise as you are able or wave to be recognized. Thank you. You may be seated. We also recognize your classmates who cannot be with us because they're called to active duty as members of the U.S. Armed Forces. Many members of our graduating class, as well as our guests here today, have served or are serving currently the U.S. in a service branch. We are grateful for your sacrifices. Will those of you who are serving or are veterans please rise as you're able or wave to be recognized? You may be seated. I'd like to recognize all who worked so hard to make this beautiful day a reality. No ceremony of this size and scope just happens. And I am grateful to my UMass Boston colleagues for all they have done to prepare for today's commencement ceremony. Please join me in thanking all our workers. The journey you have taken and the university itself would not exist without the faculty that has been UMass Boston's calling card since the university first opened. There are many members here with us today. I know this is one of their most satisfying days. Please give them a round of applause. They deserve it. Let me acknowledge 4 distinguished members of our faculty. Professors Sharon Lamb and Werner Kunz, recipients of the Chancellor's Award for Distinguished Scholarship. Professor Stephen Ackerman, recipient of the Chancellor's Award for Distinguished Teaching. And Neil Bruss, recipient Neil is the recipient of the Chancellor's Award for Distinguished Service. I look forward to honoring all of you at dinner later this evening. Congratulations. We also acknowledge the graduates who received their doctoral hoods earlier today for their completion of their doctoral studies. Graduates, if you're in the audience, please rise if you're able or wave to be recognized. Up, doctoral students, up. We welcome Alumni Association President Phil Carver, who graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in 2009 and a Master of Sciences in 2014. Please also join me in welcoming our UMass Board of Trustees members, Mary Burns, Marcy Williams, and Abigail Raymond. Let me recognize the Honorable Ana Maria Hidalgo, former Mayor of Paris, who will deliver our commencement address. I would also like to recognize my colleagues from the administration on stage with me today, who had worked so hard on your behalf. Let's give it up for our administrators. Beacons, class of 2026, you did it. You weathered times that tested us, and you did more than endure. You transformed adversity into momentum, grit into purpose, and smarts into a graduate degree. In a few moments, we will confer your degrees, and you will join the ranks of UMass Boston alumni. But first things first. To your families, friends, and communities who have carried you along this journey, a warm welcome to UMass Boston. Familia, mi casa es su casa. Mi casa es su casa. We're honored to celebrate the class of 2026 with you. If you would like to be recognized, please stand as you can or wave. Your support of our students has been the quiet, stubborn ethos behind our graduate achievements. Please stand to be recognized. Beacons, as you stand at this momentous threshold, I want to offer a few reflections on some of the challenges critical to our Commonwealth and our world, and what you can do about the challenges. First, the problem of democratic resilience in an age of post-truth. We live in a world of growing disinformation, distrust of science, devaluing of higher education, and threats to the practice of democratic citizenship. These issues test our resolve and sense of purpose. They can also strain our civility by seeding aggression and hardening public debate. Civility, in its original sense, means citizens coming together for the public good, and it is essential to tackling the challenges of our times. Higher education scaffolds cognitive and metacognitive skills, socio-emotional sensibilities, and reaffirms the values and virtues that shape the world we aspire to create. At UMass Boston, we value the pursuit of truth, the building of democratic resilience, and the honoring of human dignity which embraces all backgrounds, lived experiences, and worldviews. The second concern is urgent to us in our harbor city is climate change. It is not a distant threat faced by others. It is here and now, pressing against our coastlands, our infrastructure, our daily lives. Here at Columbia Point and across Greater Boston, we see the realities of a warming world in our own very backyards. The good news, beacons, is that we know what to do. Build resilience through science, knowledge, and with our communities. Our university stands at the forefront of this good work, generating knowledge that informs policy and practice, translating research into real-world solutions, and training leaders, you, who will insist on equity and accountability as we move forward. We are an R1 institution, the gold standard in higher education. Because we insist on truth-seeking and truth-telling, rigorous study, and authentic engagement with the public good. From health to ethical AI, from climate to quantum, from the arts to the humanities, your education has prepared to turn knowledge into action. You are now agents of practical wisdom, scholars who can diagnose a problem, weigh options, and implement solutions that uplift our communities. Our ethic at UMass Boston is pithy, noble, and clear. Care for each other. Use science and reason to care for the natural and built worlds. Reinvigorate democracy and act for the common good. In a moment when the winds howl and undertows pull, we beacons are steady in showing the way. We are expanding green workforce development across our Commonwealth, building resilience for Boston Harbor with nature-based solutions and living seawalls, and driving decarbonization through investments we have secured toward a carbon-free campus and a livable, just, humane Columbia Point. We're also gifting the Commonwealth with brilliant and caring nurses and healthcare practitioners, scientists and social scientists, teachers, computer scientists, policy analysts, artists and humanists, and much more to engage with the problems of the day. The work ahead is bold, but so is your capacity to realize it together. As you receive your diplomas and step into the next chapter of your lives, you will be on the forefront of the global challenges facing our ever more interconnected, miniaturized, and fragile planet. Your voices, your research, your ethic of care, your leadership can and will bend the arc towards resilience, equity, and a renewed defense of democratic vitality. We need every discipline, the sciences, social sciences, engineering, nurses, business, humanities, the art, to bring and deploy their strengths to bear. Use your degrees, not just as credentials, but as responsibilities, to apply your learning with empathy, to ask hard questions, always defend liberty and human dignity, and ensure that progress serves us all, not just the fortunate few. So, what is the call to you as you step into the world? Lean, lean into the humanities and sciences, your scholarly training, your public service spirit. Bring an ethical compass to the challenges you will face. Be bold in your ideas, but meticulous in your methods. Be ambitious, but always anchored in equity, empathy, and justice. We need your science, your social science. We need our nursing. We need our healthcare graduates. We need our management graduates, our liberal arts graduates, our policy graduates to translate knowledge into tools that strengthen communities, widen opportunities, and build resilience. Move forward with your UMass Boston humanitarian sensibilities and our commitment to the public good. Build not only an economy, but also a humane, resilient society, one that leaves no one behind. Let your work illuminate pathways for others to follow. Let your leadership be defined by courage and compassion. And let the Beacon City in Dorchester Bay grow even brighter as we pursue a shared purpose to better lives for all. I am inspired by leaders who have faced crucibles. Ana Maria Hidalgo, the former mayor of Paris, a champion of freedom and democracy, has shown what it means to mobilize a city toward greater resilience and beauty. Planting trees, reimagining parking lots, parks, expanding bike lanes, and enacting biodiversity and climate resilience plan. Mayor Hidalgo's example reminds us that courageous, concrete steps taken together transforms urban life for the better. We can learn from her and together build a Boston that is safer, more democratic, more sustainable, and more inclusive. Because you, class of 2026, show up with intellect, with heart. Today marks a new beginning. Your UMass Boston education is a well-earned gift, one that equips you to meet extraordinary moments with clarity, courage, and care. Use it to strengthen democracy, to expand opportunity, and to sustain our planet for generations to come. Congratulations to the graduate class of 2026. May your grit, may your ganas, may your smarts serve you well, and may we continue to learn from you as you help shape a more humane, resilient, and just Commonwealth. Thank you. Now, a personal and heartfelt request. Please stay to the end of the ceremony so that the graduates who come at the end of the line receive the same recognition as those at the beginning. It is now my privilege to introduce Mary Burns to bring greetings on behalf of the University of Massachusetts Board of Trustees. I give you Trustee Burns.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this beautiful campus of the University of Massachusetts, Boston. Chancellor Suarez Orozco, Provost Berger, and the esteemed faculty, university staff, distinguished honorees and guests, alumni, family, friends, and most importantly to you, the members of the University of Massachusetts Boston Graduate School Class of 2026. Congratulations. On behalf of President Marty Meehan and the University of Massachusetts Board of Trustees, I welcome you all to today's celebration. As Vice Chair of the UMass Board of Trustees, I've had the opportunity to participate in many UMass Boston commencements over the years, and I can tell you that being on this stunning campus, especially along the waterfront, to celebrate the achievements of our new graduates is always an inspiring experience. I would like to offer a sincere thank you to Chancellor Suarez Orozco and his team for their outstanding leadership and deep commitment to our students here on the Boston campus, many of whom are the first in their families to attend college. Students come first in the work that we do, and I can assure you that President Meehan, Chancellor Suarez Orozco, and my fellow trustees are focused on making the University of Massachusetts the best for each of you. The board's goals are you and only you and your success. It's that simple. And today, our goal for the class of 2026 has been achieved as you will cross the stage shortly to receive your advanced degree. And congratulations to those who earlier received your doctoral hood. When I think of UMass Boston and its amazing impact, the word FIRST comes to mind a lot. As the city of Boston's first and only public research university, it is first in the nation for student access to top-tier research. It is first in New England for advancing social mobility. And most importantly, UMass Boston offers a campus culture with dedicated faculty and mentors who put you, our amazing students, first. And speaking of faculty, I would also like to thank our stellar UMass Boston faculty, many of whom are sitting behind me on this stage. They are the heart and soul of this great campus, and each and every day they do extraordinary things. And I would like to thank them for what they do for each of you and our university. Today is just as important to each of them as it is to you. Please join me in a round of applause for our faculty. Members of the class of 2026, you're about to graduate from one of the best public research universities in the nation, and we know you are ready for what lies ahead because of the remarkable graduates that you are. As you take the next step in your career path, remember why you chose UMass Boston and how it shaped an academic experience that was uniquely yours. You have demonstrated a tenacity to succeed. You've worked hard to earn your advanced degree, navigating demanding schedules and family and work responsibilities along the way. But like many UMass Boston beacons before you, you were determined to complete this task, and today you have achieved it. Today we applaud your accomplishment and the hard work and determination it took to arrive at this proud moment. Now it's your turn to make your mark as the next generation of researchers, nurses, educators, innovators, and leaders that we need to enrich our workforce and communities we serve. So to you, my dear friend Paul McGovern, sitting right over here, and the entire University of Massachusetts Boston Graduate School class of 2026, congratulations and enjoy this moment. You have all earned it. Go Beacons.
It is now my pleasure to introduce our student speaker, Sachin Gupta, to present remarks on behalf of the class of 2026. Give it up for Sachin.
Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Respected faculty, families, friends, guests, and my fellow beacons, good afternoon. It is truly an honor to stand before you today and represent the graduating class of 2026. It was May 2018. I was walking through the crowded streets of Old Delhi when my phone rang. It was an email from the 5th and the last graduate school I had applied to in the United States. At that time, I was just another student carrying a quiet dream of crossing oceans to learn physics from the best people, like at UMass Boston. The email began with the word, unfortunately. For a few seconds, everything slowed to a crawl. I remember calling my parents with a heavy heart, telling them about the rejection. So, what do you want to do now? What does your heart say? They asked. I said, I want to try one more time. Then try again. Your life should be decided by your courage, not by an email, at least not that kind of email. A year later, I arrived in the US at UMass Lowell for my PhD in physics. But just as I was settling in, the pandemic came, and for personal reasons, my PhD advisor moved to Europe, and I was again stuck. But I have always felt that life gives us circumstances we do not choose. We learn who we are, how we respond to them. So I start sending emails looking for a new PhD advisor. One of them, Professor Chris Fuchs, who must be sitting here, who works on cubism, a way to understand quantum theory, responded. In my email, I had written that I wanted to do PhD under him. In his reply, he strike out the word under and replace it with. That was a deeply meaningful moment for me. In that small correction, I realized the difference between walking behind someone and walking alongside. I feel proud that I'm completing my PhD with him today, not under. When I arrived at UMass Boston in September 21, the campus was still under construction. But the beautiful ocean view stole my heart. As I immersed myself in my studies, I noticed something was missing. I had trouble meeting other grad students with whom I could talk freely, not just physics, but also philosophy, poetry, and of course, politics. So I had two choices. I could spend my entire degree complaining about what was missing and waiting for someone else to step up, or I could do something. So I began talking to my closest friends, who must be sitting, I think, this side. Oops. So I began talking to my closest friends about starting a graduate club. And soon talking became doing. And the kind of community I wished for started to come into being. Over time, it became a place where grad students could meet, connect, and belong over coffee, cookies, and sometimes pizza. I am proud that in the 4 years since we founded it, the club has won the Best Graduate Club Award 3 times, including this year. I share this because I truly believe that when something important is missing in our lives, we can either wait for someone else to create it, or we can stand up and build it ourselves. I once wrote a poem while walking by the water near campus center in my mother tongue, Hindi Urdu, कि काश जिंदगी होती एक मुसव्वदा, मैं लिखता मिटाता जब तक मेरे मन का न लिखा जाता. I wish life would have been a draft, so I could write, erase, rewrite, erase, until I could write it to what my heart wanted me to be. But it is written like words carved into stone. Once it is written, it is written. And perhaps this is what makes life more beautiful, terrifying, and exciting. We do not get endless drafts. We do not get to return to old chapters and rewrite them, our choices slowly becomes our lives. The risks we do not take, the words we never say, the dreams we abandon out of fear quietly become part of our story too. And maybe that is why it's more important to live honestly, to choose for yourself, to listen carefully to what your heart is asking of you. Because this life, with all its uncertainty, is still the only one we get to write. And perhaps that is where education enters our lives. Though it cannot change all the circumstances, it offers us freedom. A freedom to imagine differently, a freedom to choose differently, a freedom to build a life that truly feels our own. And the degree you hold today is a symbol that you own that freedom. I repeat, and the degree you hold today is a symbol that you own that freedom. I think my allotted time to speak here is almost over. But before I leave, I want to say one final thing. When I was younger, I believed that as humanity progressed, the world would naturally become more peaceful, more compassionate, and happier. But reality turned out to be more complicated. And when I ask myself what we can do, I arrive at a simple answer. In a world becoming faster, louder, and more artificial, perhaps our greatest responsibility is not merely to become smarter. Perhaps it is to become more human in how we listen, more human in how we care, more human in how we show concerns for others. The great Buddha once said, Atma Deepo Bhava, which means be your own light, be your own beacon. And perhaps that is why it feels so meaningful that we call ourselves beacons at UMass Boston. I believe it is an opportunity to earn that name. In this tough time, let us not only be a beacon for ourselves, but also be a beacon for someone who has lost hope. Be a beacon for someone who feels alone. Let us all be a beacon of humanity in times that desperately needs more humanity. Today, standing here at UMass Boston, I feel grateful that a dream could travel all the way from my birthplace in India, Moradabad, to Massachusetts. This journey was not perfect, easy, or certain, but it was worth it. And that is the message I want to leave you with today. Live your life on your own terms. Dream without fear. And keep walking toward what sets your soul on fire, no matter how many times life tells you no. Congratulations, class of 2026. Go Beacons!
Thank you, Sachin. Let's give him another round of applause. My name is Joe Berger, and I have the privilege of serving as provost for UMass Boston. It is my honor to present an outstanding candidate receiving an honorary degree. Our university bestows these honors upon individuals whose accomplishments represents the values our institution holds dear. Chancellor Suarez Orozco, I have the honor to present to you the Honorable Ana Maria Hidalgo for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
The Honorable Ana Maria Hidalgo is the first woman ever elected mayor of Paris, serving from 2014 until March of 2026. As mayor, she pursued an ambitious agenda addressing family housing, inclusive public services, and making Paris a model for environmental action by reducing car use, greening public spaces, and prioritizing pedestrian access to the City of Light. Under Mayor Hidalgo's leadership, Paris successfully lobbied to host the 2024 Olympic Games, which became a major catalyst for urban and environmental transformation. Prior to her entry into Parisian politics, Mayor Hidalgo served as advisor to 3 ministers under France's Jospin government and was elected to the Île-de-France Regional Council. Mayor Hidalgo has played a key role in multiple international bodies. She holds a master's degree in social law from the University of Lyon 3 and a Master of Advanced Studies in social and trade unionism from Paris Nanterre La Défense. For her tireless efforts to improve the environment and urban living, Ana Maria Hidalgo will be awarded a Doctorate of Humane Letters. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Massachusetts, I conferred upon you, Ana Maria Hidalgo, the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, in accordance with the usual custom and in token thereof. We award you this diploma and invest you with the hood of a Doctor of Humane Letters. Felicitaciones. Congratulations. Now, with our 2026 graduate commencement address, I give you the Honorable Ana Maria Hidalgo.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, dear Chancellor, dear Marcelo, for this very kind introduction. Good afternoon, UMass Boston class of 2026. And congratulations on your graduation. I'm so pleased to be here with you today. Words fail to express what the great honor and privilege it is for me to share with you this special milestone in your life on such a beautiful day in the city of Boston. Boston, what a city. a city that is often referred to as America's cradle of liberty, as America's home of free speech. As most of you may already know from its very origins, Boston was born from an act of resistance. Boston is the city that refused to submit to British rule, the birthplace of the political ideas of freedom that led to the Declaration of Independence. Well, I'm Anne Hidalgo, Ana Maria. I was born in Spain, in San Fernando, the province of Cadiz. And Cadiz is one of the oldest cities in Europe, 3,000 years old, a crossroad between East and West, facing Africa. Similar to Boston, Cadiz is the port city and perhaps also the most powerful symbol of freedom in Spanish history. When Napoleon invaded Spain in the early 19th century, Cadiz chose to resist and became the last free city in Spain. And what is extraordinary about Cadiz is not just that it resisted military and it refused to submit to French rule. What is also extraordinary is how the act of resisting gave its people the chance to reinvent freedom itself. In 1812, surrounded by the most powerful army in Europe, it was in Cadiz that the first ever Spanish constitution was written, which is known as La Pepa. La Pepa was the one of the most progressive constitutions of its time and established several principles that were truly revolutionary for this era: separation of powers, freedom of the press, equality before the law, and the right to education for all citizens. Principles that still resonate today. So, freedom was not declared in Spain from a position of comfort or safety. It was born precisely when everything was at risk. And at the time, the story did not end well for Cadiz. In 1823, French troops stormed the island of Trocadero. Trocadero is a small island in the Bay of Cadiz, just outside the city, which protected it from any attack from the sea. And Cadiz was crushed, and the constitution was abolished. But the ideas of this revolutionary document survived and ultimately shaped modern Spanish democracy. At the time to celebrate this military victory, the French decided to name a prominent hill in Paris after the battle, the Place du Trocadéro, an iconic square facing the Eiffel Tower, and that I'm sure many of you will know. And let me tell you, almost no one in Paris knows this story. 2 centuries later, I, a woman born in Cadiz, in the bay facing that very Trocadero island, became mayor of Paris, the first woman to ever hold this position. As mayor, together with the President Macron, I insisted that a national memorial garden dedicated to the victim of slavery be built in the garden of the Trocadero. And this memorial, due to open next year, will inscribe the name of 200 enslaved people and make sure history remembers who they are. Boston, Cadiz, and Paris are kindred spirits. The story of the places we come from, the cities we live in, and love is important for how we build ourselves. The cities that are closest to my heart, all in their own way, deeply connected to the humanist values I believe in. Paris is another rebellious and free city that shapes the modern world understanding of liberty. Paris was the beating heart of the Enlightenment. The Enlightenment, les Lumières, that great 18th century movement of ideas that gave the world reason, right, and democracy. Paris was the birthplace of the French Revolution. Cadiz, where freedom was written in Spain. Paris, the city of refuge for women and men seeking justice and freedom. Artists, intellectual workers from all over the world have given it its unique character and creative energy. That is precisely why I felt from the very beginning of my mandate a deep sense of what Paris could dare to do next. And the slogan of my first campaign to be mayor was Daring Paris. During my 2 mandates as mayor of Paris, Paris underwent one of the most important ecological and social transformations a global city has gone through in the 21st century. Because the climate crisis is the greatest challenge of our century, one with devastating social, humanitarian, and economic consequences. It is not a distant threat. It is already here, already killing, already displacing families from their home, already deepening the divide between those who caused it and those who suffer it most. Climate change is not just an environmental issue. It is a justice issue. It is a freedom issue. It is a peace issue. Freedom and justice today are also about the air we breathe. In 2015, Pope Francis in Laudato Si calls for an integral ecology, the idea that environmental and social justice are the same fight. Over the past decade in Paris, we reduced pollution and traffic by more than 40%. We planted over 150,000 trees across the city. We turned concrete into green. We built over 100 miles of cycle lanes. We made the Seine, the main river flowing through Paris, swimmable after 100 years. For all that time, pollution had prevented Parisians from enjoying their river. In 2015, Paris had been struck by terrorist attacks, and we had lost loved ones. But we refused to be defined by fear. We rose up and welcomed the world to a peaceful discussion resulting in the signing of an historic climate treaty, the Paris Agreement for Climate. We hosted the 2024 Summer Olympics in a world in crisis. Hosting the Games was an opportunity to offer a unique moment of collective celebration, the most environmentally friendly Games in history. Also, the evidence that we are a majority to prefer peace over war. Today, Paris embodies a concrete response to climate emergency. The ecological transformation was not only technical, it was an act of liberation. We reclaimed public space from the car and gave back to Parisians, especially vulnerable ones, what had been taken from them, their streets, their squares, their air, their city. That certainly wasn't an easy battle. I faced powerful lobbies, torrent of misinformation, and campaign of intimidation designed to make us back down. But we did not back down, and we won. That transformation was profoundly rooted in a refusal of determinism, in the idea that we are never doomed to the world as we find it. Pollution, inequality, the dominance of the car, none of these are facts of nature. They are the result of choices, and choices can change. It is up to us to act, resist, and to refuse to accept things as they are. This philosophy is rooted in my own personal journey. I'm the daughter of Spanish working-class immigrants. My father was an electrician. My mother was a seamstress. But I grew up with my parents give me the conviction that all dreams are achievable, and that where you start in life, irrespective of your birth, your origins, your gender, your ethnic background, your social class, none of these have to define where you end up. I never forgot my past, but I never let where I came from tell me where I was allowed to go. Because origins, when you refuse to let them trap you, become the most powerful tool for liberation you will ever have. I'm also the daughter of and granddaughter of refugees. My grandfather, Antonio, fled Franco Spain and was arrested on his return, was condemned to death, commuted to 30 years in prison by a military tribunal. I drew on this legacy as a resource for justice, political action, and resistance. In Paris, I fought for a livable city in which middle and working class families can afford housing, a city that gives our children the condition to grow up safely, and a city that gives our elderly the condition to age with dignity. This is what I learned from Cadiz and what I try to practice in Paris, that freedom and justice are not abstraction. It is about whether a child growing up in a working class neighborhood has access to the same green space, the same clean air, the same quality of life as a child in the wealthy district. It is about whether the places where we live belong to all of their people, not just to the car or to the powerful ones. We certainly live in a time where our fundamental freedoms cannot be taken for granted. But cities like Cadiz, Paris, Boston stand and prove that freedom, once it has taken root, cannot be permanently erased. It may be driven underground, but it survives and it returns. So, as you are all graduates today and start this new chapter of your life, please remember this. Be daring. Wherever it is that you are born, whatever your origins, draw from your past and turn whatever it is you have experienced into your very own special strengths that will define and guide your next journey. The way forward begins with knowing where you come from, and from those roots, build your life as it is were a work of art. Every single one of you here today is the artist of your very own existence. Stay open to finding your own way. You all live here today with something extremely powerful in your hands, an education, a mind now free to imagine otherwise, and the knowledge that change is possible. Use it to invent the world to come without destroying what surrounds you in the process. What hasn't yet been written is what you will become. You carry with you a story and the value of freedom, solidarity, and justice that generations before you fought to defend. Be like those before you in Boston, in Cadiz, in Paris. Become the quiet, invisible force that transforms everything around you. And because we all share one planet, we all share the responsibility to leave it more free, more just, more alive than we found it. I leave you with the words of Victor Hugo. There is nothing like a dream to create the future. Thank you and congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Hidalgo. We now have come to a very special moment, the conferral of graduate degrees.
Would the candidates for master's degrees, education specialist degrees, graduate certificates, postmaster's certificates, certificates of advanced graduate study, Doctor of Education, Doctor of Nursing Practice, or Doctor of Philosophy in the College of Education and Human Development, the College of Liberal Arts, the College of Management, the Manning College of Nursing and Health Sciences, the College of Science and Mathematics, the McCormick Graduate School of Policy and Global Studies, the School for the Environment, and the School for Global Inclusion and Social Development. Please rise as you are able and remain standing. Chancellor, I have the honor to present the candidates who have satisfied the requirements for their degrees and who have been recommended for these degrees by the faculty.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Massachusetts, I conferred upon the certified students the degree of Master of Arts, Master of Fine Arts, or Master of Science, Master of Education, Master of Business Administration, Master of Public Administration, Education Specialist, or for, all right, or for Postmaster Certificate, or Certificates of Advanced Graduate Study, Doctor of Education, Doctor of Nursing Practice, Doctor of Philosophy, as recommended by the faculty of the University of Massachusetts, Boston. In accordance with custom, you, as individuals, are entitled to all rights and privileges which pertain to this degree or certificate, here and elsewhere. You may now move your tassel over. Congratulations, class of 2026. Please be seated. Every year, we induct our graduates into the family of alumni of the UMass Boston because the strength of the university depends upon each of you. There are over 118,000 alumni of UMass Boston, Boston State College, and Teachers College, State Teachers College at Boston, who give witness to the great value of public higher education. Will Phil Carver, president of the UMass Alumni Association for UMass Boston, representing the alumni body, and Sachin Gupta, representing the graduates, please come forward for the Alumni Association induction.
Will the graduates please rise as you're able? Thank you. Alumni Association President Carver. Alumni Association President Carver, inscribed upon this scroll is a petition signed by members of the class of 2026 at the recent 50 days until graduation celebration. It requests that each graduate be permanently added to the list of distinguished and revered alumni of UMass Boston. It asks that Alumni Association show us how to stay connected to each other and our campus and be ambassadors of our alma mater.
Thank you, Sachin. On behalf of the Alumni Association, congratulations and welcome to the Beacon alumni family. Yeah, go ahead. You are joining a robust network of beacons stretching from right here in Boston throughout the United States and globally. As you begin this next chapter in your life, your fellow alumni are here to keep you engaged and to support you through networking and mentoring opportunities and social events. As an alum, you're automatically a member of the Alumni Association. So feel free to run for president of the Alumni Association. And this summer, you will receive your digital Alumni Association card via email. If you're not already part of our online alumni directory, Beacon Connect, we encourage you to sign up and stay connected to the campus and to each other. Finally, we hope that you will return to Columbia Point this fall for our Beacon Bash. It's our annual homecoming and reunion event. It's scheduled for September 18th and 19th, and will be right here on the campus lawn. Congratulations again.
I now invite you to join us and our chamber singers as we sing to UMass Boston, our alma mater, led by faculty member David Giso.
Hopes assuage fears as our
like a jewel, a fathomless word, like tall ships setting sail, may we steer evermore to that beacon of beauty and truth on the shore, to that beacon of beauty and truth on the shore.
Thank you to our chamber singers. Now, the moment our graduates, our families have been waiting for. The distribution of diplomas.
Graduates, you will be called forward by college. Please follow the instructions of the ushers. They will direct you to the stage and back to your seat for the remainder of the ceremony. Please be sure to bring your stage pass with you as you proceed onto the stage. And we ask that audience members please keep the aisles clear. We will begin with the College of Science and Mathematics. Will Dean Hazel Siv rise and receive the graduates of the College of Science and Mathematics?
Sachin Gupta, Ashutosh Nath, Homnath Rijal, David Andrew Daggett, Jayata Shailesh Mawani, Jae Hyun Kim, Seema Khani, Chen Rong Liu, Vajra Sabhapathi Badha, Chang Shuo Fu,
Yi Ming Shen,
Matthew Weiss, David Yamas, Vincent Paul Brizelli, Massimo Ruscitti, Avanith Kanamarlapudi, Lakshmi Pranathi Butla, Satwika Chodari Poluru, Shu Yi Tang, Max Moss, Gordon Marshall Smith, Kara Nelson, Arad Bisaria, Chloeen Squeetant, Tessa Does, Nirmit Raj Dolakia, Inal Mashukov, Leslie Ann Tang Gates, Fasyur Rehman Sheikh, Sarisha Baratam, Vamshi Kasarla, Lohith Reddy Mudipali, Parath Karumanchi, Jacob Joshwanth Patoju, Bhavana Meneni, Sarisha Kuchimanchi, Sri Ramavijay Tumalapalli, Saitaya Thadigopula, V.S. Pranith, Rohith Ankala, Sri Chirintedi Parthi. Sai Shrikar Chaudhry Patipati. Mahesh Burra. Puneeth Mutinani. Sumukh Viramala. Ishant Kumar Laldas. Himantha Dilshan Saldongye. Priscilla Melabor. Megan Louise Dunn. Amd Abu Bakar Siddiqui. Nicholas Donatelli. Adam M. Hassler.
Will Dean Pratima Prasad rise and receive the graduates of the College of Liberal Arts, including the graduates of the McCormick Graduate School of Policy and Global Studies. Graduates, after your name is read, please return to your seat.
Priyanka Peñafiel Ceballos. Frida Dermila Obari. Nakasiobu Fred Vodu. Sri Ramya Patluri. Sotso Tawiya Ablor. Kayla Ayana Yamini. Sarah Beth Fascitelli. Carlos Andres Perez Espitia. James Kintu. Jamie Lee Donenfeld. Stephanie Teixeira Afonso. Kathleen Ann Mignot. Daisha Nicole Campbell. Case de Koning. Maya Spielberg Friedrich. Bouquet Alton Chelep. Hannah O'Hearn. Stephanie White. Imtiaz Ali. Luis Roberto Viveros. Nicholas Wiedemann. Deborah Hurley Jones. Tiffany Lawrence. Elizabeth Ann McHugh. Owais Hussein Shinwari. Paul Gerard McGovern. Samantha A. Rostenko. Violet Gear. Karia Amarsinga Canizero. Jane Whitney Kiefer. Justin R. Marrier. Beyonce Alexina Morris. Patrick R. Hampton. Fatima Isabel Caceres Hernandez. Brian Kapustka. Desiree Noel Zaleski. Marilene Molina. Angel Anale Dania de Prince. Kathleen Parrish. Yekaterina Kravchenko. Maria Elizabeth Hickson. Ruth Esther Guerra Mercado. John Moynihan Silveria. Maura Driscoll. Joseph R. Senior III. Taylor Teresa Sprague. Shi Chen. Jessica Thomas, Jenny Cassell, Brendan Hogan, Kayla Graffam, Deanna Mocha, Isabella A. Rossi, Juliana Kramer, Alexander James Dow, Anna Elizabeth Lee, Andressa de Almeida Ferreira, Erin Anastasia Scollins, Amelia Gant, Cicely Leila Poimape Heredia, Chaim Wigder, Josh Yenho Cho, Mariela Alejandra Jimenez, Jordan Cherry, Sarah Farhan, Lisa Nakamura, Elizabeth Kilgallen, Brian Alexander Iraso, Hannah Vols, Margot Mallet, Tiago Farnese Faria de Oliveira, Mekonnen Yered Seifu, Sophanie Campas, Victoria R. Trainer, Yihong Xu, Nathaniel Scott Keene, Miles Klotz, Caddy Jimenez, Sarah Grace Jones, Jen Suska, Faisal Murad, Yingui, Tyler W. Young, Elena Teresa Albano, Catherine Sharid Gravenhorst Picazza, Dylan Thomas Abate, Luke DeWeese Reitzma, Peter Tang, Amir Shojai, Charmaine Sultana, Hira Zahir, Anuja Kandel, Lucas Manuel Batista, Andre Lavelle, Anuolu Wapo Ayowande Moku Olu, Samantha Mr. Lee Bollier, Dave Sherson Renoir, Lauren Christina Skelly, Caroline B. King, Jacob Howard Robin, Deborah Ann Bates, Sophia Huang, Katie Ann Miano, Alexandria Constancia Aldona Jones, Sumaya Akhtar, Christina Marie Locatelli, Kavya Tatikonda, Evan Witherby, Samia Hawk, Savannah Louise Furbush, David John DJ Pang, Kaylee Whipke, Catherine Pasquale, Paloma R. Fernandez, Esau Israel Bustamante Martinez, Karen Chi, Joel T. Mora, Aria Maya Vasquez Young, Kristen Marie Delatour, Catherine Nicole Brockman, Samantha Marie Side, Chiara Martina Torini, Claire Collins Kendrick Ross, Atta Rahman, Mizan Ahmad, Martha Evelyn Anderson, Kai Lucian Livingstone, Kathleen Crockett Millender,
Will Dean Carol Thornburg rise and receive the graduates of the School for the Environment? Graduates, after your name is read, please return to your seat.
Esteban Alonso. Tyler John Kulak. Shubech Shia Regmi. Anna Balkus. Bethany J. Kenaway. Jonathan Kolodny. Tri Min Tran. Hamada Hazum. Andrew Lacaire. Getnet Tessema. Gantamir Lakagva. Hazen Peters Emerson. Daniel Robert Levesque. Haiti Peña Gomez.
Will Dean Beau Fernald rise and receive the graduates of the Manning College of Nursing and Health Sciences? Graduates, after your name is read, please return to your seats.
Audrey B. Jacey. Molly Jean Wiley. Adrita Barua. Natalie Niall Luxor Pethekov. Shawalit Sri Soem. Dennis Miza. João Luiz Marocco. Megan Marie Borges. Emily Erin Murtha. Victoria R. Racine. Cindy Odulaja. Sarah T. Fadeyi. Agnieszka Dufani. Brianna Germain. Emily Ann Fucci. Bria Marie Kneller. Holly Shepard Gray. Diki Sangmo. Norman Lee. Crystal D. Perna. Jenna Marie Pope. Leah Marie Perry. Julia Grace Moore. Cecilia K. Menzinger. Elizabeth Spalding Appleby. Patty Ann Lyons. Susan Hartman. Camille Maria Ann Carthy. Chuanpeng Tang. Prashant Karki. Emily Shelza. Paige Leanne Moroney. Sarah Michelle Murphy. Maxine Rose. Mulrika Sansur. Fernanda Soares Miranda. Emily Karen O'Malley. Karen Carver Edwards. Cassandra Goulet. Lauren Tyson. Elizabeth Thurston. Rocio Jasmine Gomez. Hannah Elizabeth Alberts. Jen Masciovecchio. Jasmine Lima.
Will Dean Tara Parker rise and receive the graduates of the College of Education and Human Development, including the graduates of the School for Global Inclusion and Social Development. Graduates, after your name is read, please return to your seat.
Kashmil McKenna. Leela Elizabeth Parks. Surbhi Puri. Yi Young Guan. Alec Marcus Hall. Sarah Elizabeth Swanson. Andrea Valentina Molina Palacios. Guidonia I. Jean-Louis. Liam M. Pulaski. Andrew Fiafi Osei. Sophia Crowley. Raz Kamal. Dana Hansen. Barbara Dickey. Isabel Lorian Adams. Kevin Richardson II. Adam Shoulder. Mark J. Barrett. Peggy Sue Westphal. Logan Wynn Cody. Leslie D. Quarles. Owen Haight. Emily Eisdorfer. Arabella Rose Notar Francesco. Catherine Deanna Miradlia. JL Edith Georges. Fatima Kauser. Milo Whiston. Bianca Patricia Leon. Natasha Parker. Cassidy Morin. Rocio Duran. Haley Margaret Wilson. Kathleen Marie Hennebury Kenny. Megan Kelly O'Rourke. Arthur Samuel Grant. Tashana Angelina Boston. Romero Radix.
Sean Breen.
Shweta Shankar Iyer. Thomas Roland Elliott. Sarah Elizabeth Sidney. Andrew Robert Peterson. Riley J. Burmas. Tamta Antidze. Danielle K. Grant. Rachel Phillips. Michael Xavier Larkin. Vanessa Cernal Rosalon. Michelle Silva McLean. Carrie Jiwan Jiang. Yanying Liu. Gian O'Connell. Brittany Lynn Eldridge. Mariana Canalizo Beliz. Sarah Patricia Rogers. Victoria Lopez Trujillo. Brianna Warnham. Natalia Figueira Souza. Candace Marie Lefevre. Rachel Ann Smith. Maureen A. Bly. Earl Williams Jr. Michael Thomas McDonald. Faith Therese Esperanza Isabel Ana Cisneros.
Evelyn Everton.
Lynette Alvarez. Suli Renee Carthy. Christine Wanjing Wong. Jamani DePina. Katie Anna Luna. Jamie Lauren Lustig. Tayana Nayaja Scott. Juan Hernandez. Elizabeth Amaral. Lindsay G. Piscatelli. Lauren Jane Crowley. Lakin Elizabeth Shields. Cecilia Teixeira. Maricar Digma Marquez. Amy Elizabeth Pebley. Kristen Alana Swift. Christine Kieran Reno. Coatriski Rodriguez. Patricia Diaz Fernandez. Magadi Vivek Diwanji. Naomi Baez. Leander Balmio. Yasmin Winnie Bonner. Nicholas Keith Darnell Tuhads. Camila Bernasconi Fernandez. Adelphia Santos Barros. Thalia Petridis. Cara Daly. Olivia Joan Hardy. Michaela Jordan Fahey. Elena Lapa. Olivia K. Lashinskas. Leslie Farias Perez. Jessica Green. Alicia J. Krosner. Alexandra Norcross Beaudry. Aileen Archambault. Gina Marie King. Russell Townsend. Luca de Oliveira. Laking May. Christopher Thomas Fontecchio. Andrew Fassett. Tavana Miller. Thomas Harvey Rasmussen. Nicole Renee Taylor. James Edward Pettipas. Amanda Broughton. Kristen A. O'Brien. Rosemarie Mullally. Nina Lin. Karen Gong. Abigail Brigoli. Josephine Francis Sullivan. Brian M. Schobel. Jake Mead. Shannon Marie O'Reilly. Carmen K.M. Shu. Samantha Marie Viola. Z. Bodich. Sofia Carolina Salazar. Somera Al-Kofahi. Owen Murray. Sheldon Freudenreich. Lauren Ann Adivanola. Shelby Mays. Aoife Devine. Elizabeth Way Monmaggoff. Sabrina Medina. Nassima Fadili. Shema Abdel Fattah. Sophie Picard. Abigail Sarah Craig. Amanda Gonsalves de Andrade. Joel Blake. Michaela K. Turner. Emmanuel Jean Jude Destin. Idris J. Abdullah. Christy Yang. Alice Elizabeth Nevers. Mariana Villegas Suez. Megan Columbus. Renee Sebastian Cisneros. Lauren Weber. Oyade A. Onifade. Olivia Rose Lewis. Kara Starr. Madison Lee Marchetti. Caitlin Bowers. Vanusa Barboza. Evelyn Bonilla. Elizabeth Cantor. Nitsumaya S. Wallace Jimenez. Praise S. Johnson. Emma Claire Barnes. Abigail Jane Gracie. Maggie Young. Destiny Perkins. Jasmine Renee Jacobs. Monisha Washington. Enuma McDonald. Lauren Reed Holtman. Emily Checo. Luis Miguel Franco. Caroline Roscoe. Sophie Jane Prager. Claire Kaufman. Timothy James Bowers. Robert Cassidy Driscoll. Rongtan Zhang. Gendry Jimenez de los Santos. Amaya Rosemary Snoke, Gabriela Maria Calevas, Tess Elizabeth Hill, Kelly Elizabeth Townsend, Jesslyn Perez Monteroso, Cara Clune, Amanda T. Lewis, Rebecca Daniela Silvestre, Jessica Rosenthal, Lisa McGillivray, Julies DeVasto, Tyler B. Perrer, Gabrielle Boyd, Larissa Mariah Andrade, Hannah P. McCready, Jocelyn Sammy, Mateus Monteiro de Souza, Katrina Burkhardt, Hesse Ahmed Al-Abdulazim, Allison Hannon, Deborah M. Gabriel, Jordan Noel Dwyer, Zoe Lynn Kupiek, Alicia J. Tuhi, Emily Charlotte Worden, Susanna Klein Novakova, Molly Ann McGee, Rachel Marie Monte, Erin Dedona, Myra Yolanda Serrato, Vidi A. Sagar, Ariel Squire, Harsha Menon, Brenna McGrath, Lara Sandborg, Faith Gudaitis, Kevin D. Palma, Catherine E. Conlon, Adeja Tavares, Ruby Marie Restuccia, Ben Aldrich, Raina Margaret Rodriguez, James Robert Densman, Herbie J. Jean, Matthew Alves Gomez, Darlene De Barros Souza, Divisha Chaudhry, Roshni Mukherjee, Paul Nakai Gregg, Alexi Ludji Goin, Pauline Tran, Claudia Musser, Amira Nishat Imran, Fariha Rahman, Cheyenne Leah Rodriguez Hector, Amanda Reynolds, Eli Loze Yasayan, Francis Olivia Joseph, Carly Weaver, Molly Foley, Katare Katuli, Sahra El Noor,
Will Dean Venki Venkatachalam rise and receive the graduates of the College of Management? Graduates, after your name is read, please return to your seat.
Carla Melissa Corres Luna, Patricia Tima Naya,
Mubarak Ibrahim,
Pujan Patel, Donald Bryant Michelle, Juliana Uribe, Florita Cotto Tristan, Jojo Jingjing Huang, Regina Deula, Janet Lau, Kanakadurga Sruthi Kotaya Gari, Rekha Guru Swami, Pankti Darshan Shah, Dwanil Hitendra Dev, Dravil Hitesh Rawal, Julian Hamilton Carey Williams, Aliyah Thanes Pimentel Landestoy, Adam F. Hamdi, Jonathan Wynn, Iman Sharai Brown, Majdolin M. Mohammed, Isha Katiyayani, Dishant Katan Jani, Aman Prakash Joshi, Kelsey Dorothy McKinnon, Aditya B. KC, Connor James Coffin, Lavanya Dabugotu, Bhargavi Chala, Karen Feeney Cass, Eskinder Z. Graham, Zachary Robert Bergquist, Rosalane Francisco, Nicole Chin, Hantha Siswin San, Liz Wynn, Shivani Chowksy, Alexis Escofri, Maria Enrica Talamera Sendico, Lei Jiang, Jenny Shurchin, John Edward Carrigan, Michael William Hogarty Jr., Michaela Francis Rocha, Robert Barry Yort, Ryan Kelly IV, McLevens Eugene, Jared Einget Gano, Maggie Pendenza, Mojka van der Ahe, Alexandra Lorraine Rolfe, Andreas Apostolou, Abhishek Rajbandari, Callum Watson, Elika B. Lomax, Suhil Arashish, Huang D. Tran, Natalie M. Vizcardo, Angelina Rejal, Natalia Kirilova, Darshin Love L. Darius, Ava Isabella Hilaire, Brianna Maria Rodier, Sham Jatin Patel, Aaron K. Goldsmith, Vinod Mamdial, Kelly Ann Lopes, Shanae Thelma Romaine, C-Ray Fofana, Holly Ann Grell, Brianna Jordan, Mark Anthony Esamoa Taylor, Bibiana Betancourt, Nicholas S. Amaro, Nicole Pasquarelli O'Brien, Ivy Lynn, Rhea Ann Segal, Trisha Rajiv Yadav, Alexander Wilson, Ladu Y. Ipanga, Joseph Amari, Louay Dave, Tamer El Wakil, Tanisha Bajaj, Abril Lisbeth Bocanegra, Nandani Jiyeshbhai Mavani, A. Kamlesh Kumar Acharya, M.J. Way, Carolyn Marie Cassiani, Kimmy Do Vu, Christopher Russell Thomas, Louise Lugo, Estefany Rocio Ramos, Fuz Youssef Sokair, Lorraine Reyes, Jessica Asbun, Ishita Rakoliya, Tuba Ijaz Chaudhry. Diana Duverge. Nicholas Andrew Rosero. Juliet A. Tanner. Yoslin Guevara Martinez. Benjamin Lin. Ikenna Uruakpa. Abdishakur Warsame Hassan. Bhuvan Rajan. Manvitha Reddy Sama. Drishti Gambhir. Hari Kishan Rao Madhavaram. Mihir Sanjeevan Petty. Shri Harshavardhan Sai Babali. Durga Lakshmipathy Raju Mudunuru. Raghavi Achugatla. Yidan Liang. Subhashini Pal. Gabriel Salinas. Madison Nicole Miller. Apurva Shankar. Alexandra Atmajova. Asjad Murad. Shorokiran Paul. Palu Praful Chandra Kalavadia. Vishubha Pandi Palanivalu. Subhobrata Sinha. Balaram Krishna Mulugu. Markia Kurtries Gooding. Tracy Laguerre. Deborah Omowunmi Chat Dawuda. Adib Kareem. Anushka Gyansham Hatre. Tanishka Ranjit Patil. Vibabi Acharya Belor. Aquil Craig Gonsalves. Himaja Padakandla. Jioshna Reddy Chiguruvada. Wen Dawn. Nhian Win. Bailey Alexis Ryder. Douglas Andrew Sorensen. Alazar Debeba Getachew. Andrew Devon Greenlaw. Richard Sempagama. Zizinga Shamira Akirabi. Richard Williams. William Dowd Ritter Jr. Krushangi Shailan Shastri. Sanya Yashpal Picholia. Vishal Reddy Tumala. Darshini Ravindra Nekanti. Sanya Sanjit Prabha Burman. Karthik Pandiri.
You're welcome. Congratulations.
Sakshi Santos Mahadek.
Chinmay Abhijit Dongre. Trisha Veronica Maria Das Yuvaraj. Shivi Bhandekar. Sankari H. Kante. Pamela Andrews. Kwan Hee Lee. Silanat Degaga. Yunfei Ji. Titena Gilan Tiku. Lin Li Tran. Youngmei Yu. Sebastian Londano Lopez. Jasna Sri Samiseti. Teyaswini Gadaraboyna. Marion A. Osman. Rajesh Kumar Tirupathy. Mandira Gutta. Mahalakshmi Kamireddy. Binu Gopalchari Nerala. Dharmik Atul Kumar Joshi. Akshat Sharma. Atul Kumar Pandey. Avani Jain. Ekshar Pankaj Patel. Pooja Ajay Kumar Rajbar. Akash Reddy Manda. Aline Min London. Akanksha Chalamuri. Rahul Palakona. Harpreet Kaur Bhatia. Sri Chandana Macharapu. Navya Pasupuredi. Santosh Kumar Mosaramthota. Dharani Neela. Tyler Edward White. Tanishka. Shoaib Khan. Narasimha Raju Dandu. Shubham Mohindru. Ruthika Reddy Eliminati. Gautam Rakesh Achuta. Sarayu Katubedi. Divya Saroja Lavu. Nohea Sanamandra. Saisumedha Bilapati. Kirthana Krishnappa. Gaurav Ramakrishna. Saipalav Vankareddy. Pranav Pagadala. Shridesh Reddy Mapadi. Praveen Narayana Garapati. Lakshmana Natesan. Abhishek Vinod Nair. Joseph Amperi. Yashwanth Naidu Kanajam. Abhinay Reddy Dodla. Durga Kande. Prajwal Deepak Dangat. Rutvik Shrikar Trikanad. Rudrani Sunil Patel. Apurva Vijay Kot. Yanvi Bakul Bhatt. Jayesh Bobade. Surab Sanjay Natu. Austin Oswald Thomas. Hamidu da Silva Oliveira Jr. Gaius Praise Ducali. Robert Desmond Conboy Murphy. Mathili Manoj Sawant. Karen Shah. Aditya Vikram Mehta. Nishil Bhadresh Kumar Mistry. Arya Mahesh Salvi. Kunika Hirve. Siddhant Zade. Divyang Deepak Bhai Vora. Merwin Aaron Samuel. Nivetha Sridharan. Keval Chirakumar Patel, Sai Surya Arnav Dasari, Jessica Komudi Mata, Adarsh Satyanarayanan, Vaishnavi Shankawaram, Sadvi Patil, Abdul Saif Mohammed, Vedant Rajesh Nijap, A. Maga Sai Kanaka Lalitha Bhargavi Simhadri, Maria Renee Scarlett Lozada Riss, Divakar Singh Bondoli, Balajita Niru, Gayatri Sharad Boli, Vaishnavi Reddy Gumakonda, Satya Sahithi Vakalanka, Rahul Nandakumar, Aditya Yalamankili, Sri Lakshmi Anuhya Donapudi, Ashok Reddy Kali, Niharika Kamili, Ashmitha Mane, Muktha Nanda Reddy Kamidi, Vikyata Reddy Maram Reddy, Kirthi Yatham, Mira Venkata Sai Sriteya Aitha, Sai Pavangate Kopula, Abhinay Rao Bompelli, Samira Gorthi, Pavitra Aritas Raghunath Sharma, Likith Reddy Thirpinti, Shrevan Varma Penmecha, Orja Hemant Mistry, Syed Ali Hasnain, Pradyush Raj, Shuntanu Naveen Kantak, Bharath Chaudhary Srinivas Babu, Pritam Kempegowda, Skaran Bachu, Krishna Shri Alada, Nishal Chimka, Swati Ramtenki, Ruchita Salva, Shubham Rambabu Shakuntala Pandey, Karthik Rajendra Naidu, Honey Sanjay Kumar Patel, Avanith Ananda Kumar, Syed Mateen Hussaini, Samshwar Reddy Amana,
We now conclude the graduate portion of our 58th commencement. Graduates, as you go forth, take pride in everything you've accomplished at UMass Boston. We are truly proud of you. Congratulations, class of 2026. Go Beacons!
We will now begin the academic recession. Please remain in your seats until after the Chancellor's party and faculty recess. Students will then recess. Marshals Alexiak and Ferrer Muniz, please take your places. Would the trustees and Chancellor's party please rise and follow the marshals off the stage?
Would the faculty please rise and recess down the center aisle? Graduates and their families and friends, after the faculty have recessed, students will recess. A pleasant rest of the day for you all. Congratulations, class of 2026.